Today we'll start the chapter progression. Uh, in progression, we'll first see the two definitions. First is a sequence, a set of numbers written in a particular order. There is some kind of relation between the continuing numbers, and a series is nothing but the addition of all those numbers which are in sequence. There are two types of progression which we'll learn in this class. One is arithmetic progression and other is geometric progression. So first we'll see what is arithmetic progression. In this arithmetic progression, each new term after the first is obtained by adding a constant d called the common difference. Here this term d is called as. So the standard form of the arithmetic progression is a plus d, a plus 2d, a plus 3d, and so on, where a is called as first term and d is called common difference. And if you want to find the nth term of the arithmetic progression, you have to use this formula, a plus n minus 1d. This formula is very important. Please take a note of this. Now if you want to find the sum of first n terms of a sequence which is in arithmetic progression, then you can use this or this formula. Here the common difference and the number of term is known, then you can use this formula. But if the last term is known, okay, then you can use this formula. Okay, in any series, if you want to find the nth term, then you can any time subtract the Sn minus 1. Sn is sum up to the first n term, and Sn minus 1 is sum up to first n minus 1 term. Okay, many times there are a problem based on arithmetic progression where we have to assume 3 numbers, 4 numbers, or 5 numbers which are in AP. So to ease our calculations, we'll assume such numbers so that our calculation is very easy. Suppose if there are 3 numbers which we have to assume which are in AP, then we'll take first as a minus d, second as a, third as a plus d. If there is 5 number which we have to assume, then you'll have to take a minus 2d, a minus d, a plus d, a plus 2d. Suppose there is 4 number, then you'll have to assume a minus 3d, a minus d, a plus d, a plus 3d. You can very well see here the common difference between these two is d. That means if the number if you want to assume 3 or 5 or 7, that means odd number of APs, then the common difference will be d. But if you want to assume a even number of AP, that is 4, 6 or so on, then you'll have to keep a common difference as 2d. Now the next type of progression is geometric progression. Instead of common difference, in geometric progression there is common ratio. Each new term after the first is obtained by multiplying the preceding term by a constant r, which is called as common ratio. Here you can see the standard form AR, AR square, AR cube, and so on, where A is the first term and R is common ratio. Nth term is AR raised to n minus 1. Here the sum of first n term formula having many forms, so we'll see one by one. If the ratio, common ratio, is greater than 1, then you'll have to use this upper formula, a into bracket r raised to n minus 1 upon r minus 1. But if that common ratio is less than 1, then you can use this formula, a 1 minus r raised to n upon 1 minus r. And there is also one important thing. Suppose in the question it is given that find the sum of infinite terms of GP, that is as infinity, then you'll have to use the formula a upon 1 minus r, where r should be less than 1 modulus r. Okay, we'll see problem based on these formulas, then you'll understand in much better way. Here also, if you want to assume the odd number of the terms in GP, you can take as a common ratio as R. Your format of assumptions will become AR cube, AR square, AR A upon R square, A upon R cube. That means here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 we have assumed 7 terms. Suppose it is 5, then AR square, AR A upon R square. But when we have to assume even number of terms in GP, we'll take a common ratio as R square. That means the number will be AR raised to 5, AR cube, AR A upon R cube, A upon R5. These are 6 numbers of GP which we have assumed. Suppose you have to assume 4 number, then you have to take AR cube, AR A upon R cube. Now we'll see some examples. Find the 50th term of a sequence 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. It's 5, not minus 5. Okay. So 5, 7, 9, 11, 13. Here we can very well find that the common difference between all these is 2. And first term is 5. So we can generalize the sequence is in arithmetic progression. Now the nth term, the formula of nth term is Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1d, and here we have to find the 50th term, so we'll put the value of n as 50. So after putting the value of n as 50, we get the T50 as 103. Here is next example. Find the sum of first 15 term of the sequence 3, 9, 27 and so on. So first you'll have to check whether this series is in AP or GP. So first term is A is equal to 3. Now common ratio 9 by 3 is equal to 3, 27 by 9 is equal to 3. That means we are finding the common ratio as 3. That means sequence is in a geometric progression. So sum of n terms is equal to Sn is equal to A r raised to n minus 1 upon r raised to n. Sorry, it's not r raised to n, it's r minus 1. Okay. And why we have used this formula? Because common ratio is greater than 1. Okay. Now just put the values and you'll get the answer. Sum of first 15 terms. Now we'll see the next example. How many terms of the series 5, 7, 9 and so on must be taken in order that the sum may be 480. Here sum of the series is given, and they have asked about the value of n. We can very easily see this sum, the series is in AP because 5 plus 2 7, 7 plus 2 9. Okay, and a value is 5. So Sn formula is n upon 2 2a plus n minus 1d. So after putting all the details, you'll get a quadratic equation in n, and after solving this quadratic equation in n, you'll get two values of n, that is one value as 20 and one value as minus 24. But the number cannot be negative, that's why we'll have to discard the minus 24 value and we'll take the n as 20, hence our answer is 20. Now here's one more example, very easy example. The nth term of a sequence is given by 2n plus 3, which is an AP. Find the 16th term of sequence. Tn is equal to 2n plus 3. So to find 16th term, you just have to put n as 16. So you'll get T16 as 35. Now the next example. The 4th, 7th and the last term of GP are 10, 80 and 2560 respectively. Then the 5th term is 4th term means AR cube, 7th term means AR raised to 6. So if it is given 10 and 20, we can find the value of A from this. AR cube is equal to 10 and AR raised to 6 is equal to 80. So we if we'll put this in the formula, we'll get the R cube as 8. That's therefore R is equal to 2. Now we'll put this 2 in one of the values. This is a r cube is equal to 10. We'll put the 2 here, and we'll get the a as 5 by 4. That means the first term is 5 by 4. Now it's very easy to find the fifth term. So t phi is equal to a r raised to 4. The value of a is 5 by 4 and value of r is 2. We'll put these two values and find the value of t phi, that is 20. Now we'll see the questions which asked in the actual gate paper. The sum of n term of a series 4 plus 44 plus 444 and so on is, at the first look it seems that problem is difficult, but you can very easily solve this problem. This series 4 plus 44 plus 444, I can write it down like this. I'll take 4 common. Now it will become 1 plus 1 1 plus 1 1 1 to n terms. Okay, now this 1 plus n 1 1, can I write, I'll multiply and divide by 9. I'll multiply these whole terms by 9 and I'll divide this by 9. So 4 by 9 into 9 plus 9 9 plus 9 9. Okay, now can I write 9 as 10 minus 1, 99 and 99 as 10 square minus 1, 999 as 10 cube minus 1, and last will be 10 raised to n minus 1. So we'll have to take these first term out of every bracket. Okay, so we'll get 10 plus 10 square plus 10 cube plus 10 raised to n and minus 1 from each bracket. That is minus common 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus up to n times. So we know what is the formula for this, because it's this is a sequence which is in GP, where the value of r is 10, also value of a is 10. So we have used this formula. Also 1 into 1 into 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus up to n times will give you the value n. So after putting this, we are getting this. Now we'll solve this. 10 minus 1 9, and also here is 9 9 it will become 81, and this 10 raised to n minus 1 here and here, will multiply this 10 in each of the term. So 10 into 10 raised to n will become 10 raised to n plus 1. 10 into 1 become 10, and this is minus 9n because we have cross multiplied. Okay, so you'll get the answer as this, which is the option option C. So option C is your answer. You can look at the calculation once again. Now this is the next question which was asked in 2010 paper. Okay, consider series 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 minus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 8 plus 1 by 9 minus 1 by 16 and so on. The sum of the infinite series above is, remember the word infinite. Okay, so we'll have to use the formula for infinite series. Okay, now what we'll do, we'll divide this total series into 3 series. Okay, because in this series we can't find any pattern, and also there is plus minus plus minus. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll identify which are the numbers which we can take as a series. So we can take 1 by 2, 1 by 8, 1 by 16, no, sorry, 1 by 2, 1 by 8, 1 by 32 to a first series. So first series will be 1 by 2 plus 1 by 8 plus 1 by 32. Okay, that means 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 cube plus 1 by 2 raised to 5. The next will be 1 by 3, 1 by 9, 1 by 27. Okay, 1 upon 3 plus 1 by 3 square, 1 by 3 cube and so on. And the third series is minus 1 by 4, minus 1 by 16, minus 1 by 64. That means third series will be like this. Okay, now for every series we'll have to find the value of r and value of a. For the first series, value of r will be equal to 1 by 4 and value of a 1 by 2. Second series, value of r will be 1 by 3 and value of a 1 by 3, value of r is equal to 1 by 4 and a is equal to 1 by 4. I think you are very much clear ki how we are finding the r. R is this term divided by this term will give you the r. This term divided by this term. Okay. So now we got the a and r for every series, and we know that every series is up to infinity. Then we have to use this formula, as infinity is equal to a upon 1 minus r, and also here r is less than 1 in each case. So the sum of given series is equal to first series, sum of first series plus sum of second series minus sum of third series. So we'll put all the values, respective values, in the formula, and then after solving it we'll get the answer as 5 by 6. This problems at the first appearance looks very difficult, that you won't be able to solve, but just try to break it down. Try to don't judge the problem with the first appearance. Just focus and try whether this can be broken down into different series. Okay, because after breaking down you know this is very easy to solve. Okay, the option will be, the right option will be B. Thank you.